my name is Isabella Johnston, and I am the host of the Intern Whisperer podcast, brought to you by Employers for Change. Today's guests, I'm really excited to have these ladies back. They won the most popular episode from 2023 for the most audio downloads and most YouTube views. Typically, that has never happened in 4 years, and you guys reigned, you ruled, you did all of those verbs that you can think of that show
What is
you
it?
are
We
the
rained gold.
champions.
I told all my brides. I told all my friends.
Yeah.
Can you go watch this? Like, here's the link. It was around Christmas time too.
It was.
So I was
I'll
like,
tell you.
yeah,
Just so you
we
know.
rallied.
Anybody that has the first, second, or third place, their shows trend for 4 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So the one when I first started it 4 years ago, their shows still have the most downloads every year.
Really?
There's going to be other shows that have it, but when I put it as an accumulative,
Yeah.
they're like over 3,000 downloads on audio.
Dang. All right.
And they on views, I mean, views is beginning to catch up because we switched to a reel format instead
Oh,
of
yeah.
yeah. And it's like,
That's a big help too.
Absolutely.
yeah, so it's crazy big. Anyway, so I have to introduce you guys. So I want to welcome back to the show is Michelle Sanabria, the founder and owner of go ahead.
SMS events.
Thank
The
you very
ladies of
much.
Pink.
The Ladies in Pink, and Caleigh Hoyne.
Hello, operations manager of SMS events.
Yes. And they are so much fun. You guys are going to love them like crazy. Okay. So we're going to kick this show off and we're going to talk about this time 5 words that describe you. So Michelle, you get to go first. You want me to give you the words? Quirky, go.
Oh, well, I don't need to say much because I'm just a big weirdo.
Yeah.
The weirder, the better. I actually just had these taxi shoes that I got. I just posted them on our SMS. And it was literally, it's a little taxi. It has wheels on the side and they're shoes. So I thought it was so clever.
Yeah.
You know?
Is it like Asian little kids wear them where it looks like
They're full
Asian
size
shoes?
8 women, so they're
Wow.
they're real women shoes, but it's ironic because I am
It
a
is.
taxi.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
So
So-
funny. So funny. Well, I think what's quirky also is just in the, I don't know, the 15 minutes that we spent together. I know that the phone is a she, the nail is a she.
Oh,
There's a lot of things that are she.
We are very,
she.
Very
we do.
feminine.
Yes.
We call things
Yes.
as they are.
Yeah, she is doing fine. Okay,
It's
we're
over there.
we're personifying a lot of things that are not normally human. It's so funny. So funny. I always laugh so much with you guys. So I want to tell you thank you for that. Okay. Next one, ambitious.
Yes, I am constantly looking for the next thing. So once I achieve a goal or kind of get close to one, I'm already like, okay, great. What's like, how can we
Yeah.
improve on that? How can we keep getting better, growing, evolving?
Yes, yes. That drives into competitive, but that wasn't one of the
Yes.
5 words, but we're going to just mesh those
Slide
two
that in
together.
there. Yes.
Yeah. Dynamic. Why dynamic?
I mean, this is just a self portrayal, but
Yeah.
I do feel like I am dynamic. Like whether I'm delusional, but I do think that I can master almost anything that I put my mind
Yeah.
to. It's a matter of if I want to or not, but I feel like I can handle different things.
Yeah. Dynamic. We'll have to
Yeah.
look that word up as a defined word too.
Yeah.
Okay. Charismatic. Yes, you are. You are the definition. It'll say charismatic. It will say Michelle.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. You are that. Yeah. And if you don't know what charismatic is, just meet Michelle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Very friendly, very vivacious. Yeah. Very outgoing. Okay. Systematic. Why? Why systematic?
Systematic. I naturally systemize whatever I'm doing. So if I'm doing something for the first time, that first time I will come up with a process to either make it faster, better, more efficient, more valuable.
Mhm.
And it's something I do innately. So whether it's working an event in a place we've never been to, instantly I will have a lessons learned with a process for the next time. So I hope I use the word correctly.
I think so.
But yeah, anything. I mean, I would have been a great the people that do
The
mass
cubes.
production.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have thrived.
Yeah. And I'm also thinking the Disney queue lines where, nope,
Yes.
stay inside the
Yes.
line, stay inside the line.
I would have been the person that made Chick-fil-A, they should have met me. But so I innately think in that.
Yeah, that's a really good skill set to have,
Mhm.
though, to be honest, especially in events, because you really have to have checks and balances, systems in place so that,
Mhm.
you don't want to have unhappy guests.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's go over here to you, Caleigh. Okay. You said versatile.
I can do whatever you want me to. So whether like, especially like on wedding day, like if that means that I have to go behind the bar and grab a drink and make a specialty cocktail because the groom wants one right now, I'll make it happen. I'm not a very good bartender, but it might be a little strong, but I'll do it. Same thing. Like if I need to cut a cake, I'll cut a cake. I'm not a caterer, but I'll do it. So really I can just be thrown into like whatever. I don't really ask questions. I'm just like, okay, I got you. I'll do
Yeah.
it.
That's very good. Yeah. Because it's really hard to find people that are willing to jump into a role where they go, nope, I've never done that. I don't want to do it. You're
Yeah.
willing to do it. That says a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hardworking.
Oh boy, my boyfriend would beg a differ that I am too hardworking. Because I'm super dedicated to working. So like I am one of those people that I live to work, which is not a great mindset. It sounds bad, but like I love what I do. Like I don't
Mhm.
look at things as like, oh, I have to do this. Like sure, there's some things in my task list that are those, but for the majority, like we get to, work in the office together. We have a great office dynamic, being able to come up with processes, being able to come up with strategies, making a business better. Like no one at my age is doing stuff like this. And I think I take that very like with a grain of salt because I'm like, holy moly, like no one else is doing this. And I feel very grateful for that.
Oh yeah, I would get that for sure because when you get to be the one that's setting the trends or be out there making a difference in the world, that you leave the place, you go home, you sleep really well. You guys have so much fun together. I sit there and go, man, I've got to come down and just spend a day with them because I am very much like you guys too. I'm very systematic also and love processes.
Oh,
Said I
yes.
never want to hear anybody have a complaint.
Right.
They should be having the best time in their life, right?
Absolutely.
And you two are exactly that. Yeah, you
Thank you.
balance each other. Okay, so diligent.
Diligent. I just feel like I take a lot of what I do with like a lot of diligence. So like I feel like I don't know what I meant by this word now that I'm thinking of it.
Intentional, right? Like
Intentional.
Okay, that's what I'm
not doing
thinking.
things for fun. Like you have a
Right.
purpose.
Okay, there we go. So
Yeah.
I'm very like, there's never been anything in my life that I have just done just because. Like, I'm sure at some point, like, for fun. But when it's come to like my goals and like goal setting, everything that I've ever wanted to do, I have completed. And I feel very prideful in that. And I remind my parents of that. I'm like, guys, you have such a great daughter. Because they always like to give me, grief and stuff like that. But I'm like, honestly, like I knew I wanted to go to UCF. I did that. I, graduated with my bachelor's. I knew I was going to work in weddings. And I had so many professors along the way that were like, oh, you need to be more realistic. Like working in the wedding industry, like you're not going to get anywhere or you're like, it's just hard to get into. And I was like, okay. And then my first job out of college was working at a venue. So I was like, it wasn't that hard. And I stuck it out and, made it to Michelle. And now we've been here almost 4 years doing, this with SMS and really making, I feel, a big difference in this company and then hopefully world domination.
That's right. Go for the whole globe. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Universal
Oh, the universe
domination.
to the moon.
Yes. I love that.
Elon.
Very good. Elon who? Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be Caleigh. Yes.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Absolutely. Put me in a rocket ship.
Funny. Well, we've been laughing a lot, so obviously we're getting the funny side, right?
Yes, I feel like I'm like the goofball in the office, and we always like make jokes because Michelle always says like the craziest things. That's her charismatic, quirky side. I am just the type of person like I will catch like if you present something to me and you're like if you like anything that she says, I just ride with it. I'm like, oh my God, that's the best idea I've ever heard, and we will take it until the wheels fall off. We always sing songs to each other in the office. Like we'll be in the middle of doing tasks, and we're just like, what are you sending this email to?
It's for them and they love it.
We do this all the time. We do that all the time.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. And it's just like not a particular song. It's just like,
It's just as you say. And the thing is, anytime I start it or she starts it, we both just join in and we just keep
Poor
going.
Lauren, she's just like, oh God,
I
here they go
know.
again.
Lauren's in the office, like she's the one that just watches and laughs. She's like,
Mhm.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
guys.
Well, you have to have somebody like that. You have to have a serious person
She's a
around.
rock.
She's our anchor for
Yeah.
sure.
Because she's still there. I mean, she loves it, but she doesn't have to join in.
Right.
She joins in a different way.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it would be mass chaos if everybody was doing
Yeah.
it.
We literally say this all the time. Every time that we're like going through
can't
like
have enough.
hiring, we're like, you can't, everyone can't be us because we will go balls to the wall. Like
Yeah.
we'll be out of control.
All right. Entertaining. Last word.
Oh man. I feel like in regards to like weddings and like even just like in the office environment outside of work, I am just somebody that likes to be one of those people that brings joy to others in whatever way that I can. I have a lot of ridiculous qualities to myself, so I like to exploit those to other people and they also like it. So.
Mhm. You know what? I think you guys, there's Saks, the comedy club.
Oh, that is a bucket
They
list.
have a free night where you can go up and be on the stage.
Oh man, we've always said we should do improv because we
Yeah.
would kill it. We would do so good.
And I'll give you another one. That's just a one time.
Oh.
The library downtown, Orlando Public Library, they have a improv course and you can get it and then they put you up on a stage.
Oh, done.
Yeah. You did it together. I think you should just go
We
up
should
there and
go.
do it together.
Yeah.
We should just say in unison.
It's a bucket list of mine, so I'm so glad and grateful that you
It's
mentioned that.
free.
I took the improv class and then they didn't put me on stage. Like, what did I
The one
just
at
do,
Saks?
man? Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a waste of my time.
Yeah.
I need to be able to
Go
feel
up
the
on
audience.
stage and do it, right?
Yes.
So yeah, the one with Saks is one time and you're in
Yes.
a room with
Yeah, I
everybody
like
and
that.
yeah.
It was so much fun though. I
But
do
the
suggest
one
it to everybody. It's
at
great.
the library,
Yeah.
they have a stage and then they close the library and it's
Mhm.
only for the people that actually sign up to go see. So
I
it feels
love
like
that.
a real stage. I was going to go do it, but
Let's
if you
do it
two do
together.
it, yes.
Oh,
let's
you
do
would
it.
be so
Done.
much
Okay.
fun. Yes,
Yes.
we're getting off course, but I love it.
This is great. Okay, this is why I was going. Yeah, they're coming back. The twins. That would have been, if I was to pick a word for you guys, I would have said twins. The twins.
I like it.
Oh,
Yeah.
we get questions all the time like, "Oh, are you sisters?" And we're like, "No."
No.
Are you lovers? No.
No.
Oh, so my work wife. We just worked together and have for 4 years, so you get a little blended.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Okay, so let's talk about SMS events. Now, it's been a year. What have been the growth spurts that you guys have celebrated? I know that off the air, you were telling me some really cool things. 5-year anniversary. Tell us more.
Yes, so we celebrated our 5-year anniversary on October 19th last year, which was super. I mean, can't imagine how time has just warped. It's just like we blinked and we're here, which
Mhm.
it's been a crazy fun ride. But we celebrated our 5-year anniversary on October 19th. And then soon after, I did a little math and we actually celebrated our 500th event in 5 years, November 3rd. So it was just a couple weeks later. But to me, that was like, I
It's
was so
significant.
proud. Yeah, I was like,
Was it in the same month?
it was, well, we were close. Like the
Mhm.
wedding that happened to be the 500th was November 3rd. And
So
we
close.
celebrated, oh, it counts. It counts.
Yeah.
I was
You know
like,
what? It's in the same quarter.
yes.
October, November, December. It all counts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was just I was so proud. We did a whole 5-year anniversary. We celebrated with the couple. Like we told them, you're our 500. Like this is so cool.
Did you have confetti cannons and balloons and all of that?
Well, we're gonna talk about some mindfulness practices later, but we
Okay.
did not do the confetti.
Mhm.
We did get
But
to
yeah,
celebrate with the
we-
entire team
yeah.
for the 5 years, which was really cool. We got together like the entire team. Everyone wore their best shades of pink.
Yeah.
And we had like a really nice dinner together, and that was honestly really special. So that was awesome.
Yeah. Well, and it really is a more private thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is a team thing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is I kind of like I'm the visionary of the company, but I cannot do 500 weddings alone. So
No.
it's 10% me, and then they are really the soul and everything, body parts of the company. 'Cause
They're part of the wheels on the bus. you know?
Yes,
Yes, we're
yeah.
taxi shoes.
Yes, so
Taxi
I'm,
shoes, yeah.
yeah.
Well, bus, taxi, yeah, they're transporting people.
yes, they deserve, I mean, they deserve as much credit as the company does, because
Yeah,
it's been a lot of work too.
yeah, it is.
We
It
make
is.
it look fun, but it's we're exhausted.
Yeah, it is not easy doing that. Well, that's very, very exciting. So how much did your team grow? What are the updates there?
So I believe last year we had 4 newcomers that came on board, and this year we're having 6.
Yeah. That's-
6, I believe,
Yeah.
that we're onboarding
We're
here.
interviewing now, so we'll see.
Yeah, we have 6 open positions that we're onboarding for. So some
Oh,
new,
yes.
lead coordinators, some assistant coordinators, and then some people that will be helping us on the back end, administrative and
Mhm.
social media wise.
Mhm.
So that's going to be super exciting just to have more help. And then hopefully that'll free up a little bit of our time to just be more visionaries and
Yeah,
being able to see what's
focused.
next. Exactly.
Focused with fun though.
Focus. Oh,
gotta
the
have
most
that.
fun.
Have to have that alliteration going on there. Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. So you went to conferences. What was the takeaway from your conferences that you went to?
Oh gosh, when it's a heavy question, because when we do go to these conferences, we are just overloaded with ideas. We are doing great, but there's always something new. Like,
Mhm.
so I don't know, the biggest takeaway for us in our last conference is the social media marketing aspect.
Because of
That's,
AI, was it because they were bringing that into the mix of the conversation?
there was a lot of talks on AI and automating some of the
Mm.
proposals, your invoicing, even your messaging to
Like, yeah,
people, like automating
communication.
a lot of that,
Mhm.
automating a lot of your social media. So a lot of those topics were big because we're not super into that yet.
Mhm.
And it's a big opportunity for us to explore. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
we have a lot of notes on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then prioritizing, what are the best things for you guys? I'm sure.
Oh, it's always like it's like every time that we go to these conferences, it's like knowledge overload. So like by the end of the second day, we kind of look at each other and we're like, we're done. Like
Yeah.
we gotta go home and
Brain
take a
fry.
nap. And then we usually go like revisit it like the next week and we're like, oh my gosh, like these were like the best ideas. These ones we can kind of table for a little bit, but it always is like just like so much knowledge and so many ideas and fun things that we can implement.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that makes it, when I go to those kind of events, I come back and I go, gosh, so much. And I try to just pick 3 that I go, okay, there's 3. I can implement 3. What are the easiest ones to implement that will yield a big impact? So
Yeah.
I guess that's my advice.
Oh, that's a great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Go with
try to
3.
do all of them.
You can't.
I know.
You can't.
I mean-
Even with 6 new people, you still can't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You gotta have, there's got a training curve on those people
Mhm.
too. Okay. Any other updates that you want to share with us? That's a lot of growth. 5 years, which is the real turning point, the test of a business. 5 years of being in
Mhm.
place is,
Yes.
it's a big deal.
That's one of those, yeah.
I mean, one of the biggest things I think that's happening this fall is that we're reaching 1 month. Within 1 month's time,
Mhm.
we're
That's the
doing
first time we've ever done.
our max before, like how many events we did in 1 month, I think was previously 31.
31.
And then
what a day a month.
well, this
Yeah.
year we spiraled into 43. So we have 43 in
1 month?
November. Mhm.
Yeah, so we're projected to
Wow.
possibly do 47 to 50 because of the last minute, there's last minute bookings. That we've seen a big trend of that recently.
Mhm.
That's our projection, but on the books, there's currently 43, which we've never done. So we're so excited, but terrified.
Healthy. It's healthy, terrified.
Healthy
Yes.
terrification. I like that.
Healthy fear is a good fear.
Healthy fear. Yeah, it sounds great.
It means that, it's not there. It's not going to
Right.
take you down. It's just like, just a little trepidation going, oh, I'm a
Yeah.
little bit scared,
Yeah.
but I'm super excited. And that excited will take down fear.
I think the team should be scared because once we prove we can do it,
The
then it's like,
expectations
well,
are
why are
higher.
you do? Why are you do 20? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, yeah.
50.
We now know we can do 50 and we can do 50 a month. So that's the bar.
Yes.
Absolutely.
that
Yeah.
I
Setting
didn't
our
think
own
about that
bar.
till just now, so.
Well, maybe in all fairness, it kind of depends on what's going on in that year, because if
Yeah.
this is an election year, which I believe it is,
It
Mhm.
is.
so November would be a big election month.
Mhm.
Yes, I also heard that next year is supposed to be like projected one of the
Yep.
biggest years for weddings. I think they said since before COVID.
Why is that?
I think that they were saying because it was just a lot of people like post COVID, because right now we're going into 2025, right? So a lot of people got engaged during that time, but
Mm,
because of the unpredictability of like,
They wouldn't book.
booking and stuff
Mhm.
like that, everybody pushed out. And I mean, already for our 2025, it's looking full. So
yeah.
I think that that is going to reign to be
We just got
true.
one 2027 too, today. I'm like, oh, what's your
Wow.
wedding day? 27. Oh, okay.
It's
I don't
coming.
even know if I could wait that
I don't
long.
even know what 2027 is.
I know.
What is that?
We were
Oh,
like,
it's
how are
coming.
they so far ahead? That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm going, I don't know. I think I'd just go get married and ship. That's the party. We'll save for the party.
exactly.
It's destination. It must be somewhere like, I don't know, Iceland or something.
Yeah, right.
Something crazy like that. Okay, well, that sounds like this has been a year of tremendous opportunity, growth, and definitely resilience. I'll say that for you guys. So congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have some fun questions here. What is a charity or a nonprofit that you would like to support and why? And we talked about this a little bit. So it ties in with your visionary plans.
Me, you.
I don't know. It's rock, paper, scissors.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were obviously being that we are the ladies in pink, that's kind of becoming like our whole brand. It's starting to get picked up. Like people recognize us. Even if we don't wear pink, they are disappointed.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to obviously like kind of harp on that because breast cancer awareness is
Yeah.
in October. It's one of our bigger months of the year, but I do think that it's a great time for us to really get involved in as many activities, supporting that cause as possible. I've mentioned about running a 5K. The other girls were not too happy about that.
You know,
No
they
one
can
wants to
walk
run.
a 5K
They
too.
can walk. That's what I said. I was like,
It's
y'all can
only
walk.
3 miles. It's not really 5
Right,
anything.
wussies. So
Mhm.
so I was mentioning how we could do like a walk, how we could, get involved in some different ways, obviously just because the color kind of, resonates with what we do, but also a couple of us girls have a lot of, personal ties to the cause and everything. So we'd love to get involved in any way we could this October. So I'm hoping that's the next one.
Okay. So I love that. Breast cancer awareness. That was one of the things my mom had too. So
Mhm.
breast cancer. So I'm very supportive of
Yeah.
that one. Anything else you're going to add to that one?
Well, we talked about a couple different ones, and we actually just recently got a great idea to potentially split up the year and possibly look at four
Okay.
organizations. I've heard a little bit of the Ronald McDonald House,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something that I really feel a little bit of a connection to with my history working in healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's something that we'd probably be very interested in pursuing,
Mm-hmm.
as well as what is the
Believe it was
hair one that they do free haircuts and they make people feel beautiful.
I think it's called the Beauty Bus is what
Beauty
it's
Bus.
called. One of the local vendors that we're friends with, she actually is one of the people on the committee for it. And they just, they give free haircuts. They, kind of, I think that they do makeup services, they do resume building, and then they offer, clothes to
Clothing.
be able to give, women prepared and ready to go for some interviews. So
There's also another one. I just looked it up because I remember this one, Dress for Success. I don't know if you've
Yes.
heard of that one.
have
Yep. So
heard.
that one, Beauty Bus sounds fun too.
Mhm.
But Dress for Success has been around quite a bit. They do the same type of a service. They're there to help,
Mhm.
make that person feel amazing, give them 2 suits. I think it's 2 pairs of shoes also, go through the interview process, similar services. So definitely something that you guys could get behind. And I'm sure they're going to be wearing pink
Oh, we love
or
it.
some version of pink on them.
Oh, we love it.
Yeah.
We're big supporters. I would
Yeah.
love to be able to influence, other women and be able to support as much as possible.
Mhm.
I feel like that's something that Michelle's very passionate about. I've become very passionate about it just being in this industry and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I like that. That would be really, really good.
Mhm.
I'll throw one more at you then, since we said 4, maybe 1 and 4 quarters. So because you're both in hospitality, you might pick a school that has a hospitality program where you could come and potentially either mentor them or teach them the skills of like starting their own business if they
Mhm.
are so inclined.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I've actually been really thinking about like legacy building and like
Yeah.
mentoring and even like public speaking. I used to do that in the past and
I can recommend some things for you too on the
yeah.
public speaking.
But then I was kind of thinking, okay, well, what am I going to talk about? Like wedding planning, like so. But
Yeah. Seriously though, yeah.
yeah, but I would like to empower people to either take a leap, start their own business, or I'm still figuring out my niche,
Right.
or just scaling your business. So you
Mhm.
have a business already, it's
You
doing great,
guys are
but
really smart. I really feel like this is why I'm suggesting it, is because
oh,
you are really smart women. And I feel like you should be able to put that back into like that dress for success or the beauty
Mhm.
bus
Yeah.
where, you could take on that other aspect of like, let's talk about starting your own business and whatever
Yeah.
it might be. Maybe it's event planning, maybe it's something else, but
Yeah.
like,
I want to be like the Gordon Ramsay of like
yeah,
small businesses. Like you're small, but you are not small minded. Let's go.
you are powerful.
You are the biggest
mighty.
one. Let's make your business
You'd
bigger.
be like, why are you doing that? Do this instead. Great job.
Great job. Look at you grow, little feather.
You know what? He's really good with kids, though. Remember that. He doesn't
Yes.
come out and call them an effing donkey
No.
like he does on, Hell's Kitchen.
Right.
Yes.
But he does, with kids, he does throw a little bit of a temper tantrum, but, kindly.
Right.
Yeah, maybe he was the wrong one. There's this guy that goes into businesses and like assesses them and then it's like, oh, these are ways to optimize. Here's the ways to
Yeah,
I
there's a
like
lot of
that.
them.
So
Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot of where we're going next, not company related.
Yeah.
So maybe in our next podcast we'll have some news.
I think so. I think so. Yeah. I could see you guys doing this whole speaking thing also because
Mhm.
I created like a speaker page for my website too. And I'm going, well, I'm putting it out there. So,
Oh,
Right.
nice.
you have to, you
Gotta
guys,
start
you're
somewhere.
smart women. Yes, you are.
Mhm.
Could be like the pink duo or something. I don't know. I've just got like so many ideas here. I like you guys so much. All right. So, favorite children's movie that you think teaches adults a life lesson?
I love that. So I think we agreed on one that we both seen, but I am terrible with quoting movies, the actors. I watch it and I don't store it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna In and Out, I feel like was one that I thought was really good, but I didn't see the second one.
I haven't seen the
Yeah,
second one.
I have
but-
also not seen the second one. I've heard great things, but I feel like In and Out or
Mhm.
Inside Out is one of those
Inside
great
Out.
ones, like that kind of, educates not only like kids, but adults on like just, kind of dealing with your emotions and like it's, emotions are very powerful, feelings. And I feel like sometimes people don't know what to do when they're feeling a lot of things at one time.
Mhm.
And I think that that's come from a very big push from the mental health community of like just, bringing exposure to it, really just starting to make it less, of like, ooh, don't
Taboo.
talk
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah. Taboo.
Exactly. So I feel like it's a really good push towards both kids being aware of it. Cause like we can always go back to that movie and be like, oh man, like if she went through that, like this is anger. I know this is anger. And
Yeah.
identifying your feelings and being able to assign like your cute little characters. And actually right now there's a huge social media trend of like adults being like, if this was Inside Out in my head, and it's like casts of like other movies or
Yeah.
like TV shows that they've watched. And it's starting to kind of like click for people like, oh, like it's starting to become like a little bit more of like a phenomenon. So
Yeah, I agree with that because I was having the same discussion with one of my friends, and he has a daughter who's 5, and we were talking about emotions. And I said, it's okay for you to tell your daughter that, you're not happy with her, that you're angry, because anger is an emotion, and you need to be able to show her how to display it, appropriately and how to
Absolutely.
manage it and all of that. So just because she can have her own way doesn't mean she gets to have her own way. So
Right.
no, and this is why. And if you keep doing it, there's a consequence.
Right.
She needs to have healthy fear.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the thing that the movies put out there.
Absolutely. I feel like, especially for kids too, like there's a lot of stuff that kids learn from their parents. And obviously,
Yeah.
parents, there's no guidebook on how to do things
No.
perfectly. And nowadays, there's too many. There's too many
Yeah.
opinions out there. So just being able to kind of figure out like what works best for you while also making sure
Mhm.
you're, doing right by your kid and stuff like that, I think is super important.
Yeah, I
So-
don't think kids' movies are really for kids. I think they're really for parents.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it's the takeaways, books you were saying, but
Mhm.
people will go and they'll go, so because you can experience a movie together
Right.
instead of reading the book together. And you can do the book together, but the movie's more entertaining.
For sure.
Yeah. Best takeaway. Okay. Was there another movie? You mentioned something else,
I
Michelle.
think we had said Barbie before,
Oh yeah.
which
Ladies in Pink, but Barbie.
what?
Yeah.
We obviously loved it for those reasons. But again, just being able to Barbie goes, into an existential crisis pretty much. And, she's just trying to figure out all these things she's feeling and why she's feeling them and stuff like that. And she's affected by another human and what have you. And it's just a very coming of age kind of, I think,
Mhm.
story with the perfect amount of nostalgia, hilarity, and awareness of oh, okay.
Kind of a grown up Inside Out.
It's basically a grown up Inside Out, yes.
Yeah. Based on what you're describing.
It
because
kind of is.
I haven't seen it yet. And I know everybody went to see it, but I was going, I'll just wait till it comes to Disney eventually. and
Yeah.
I'll come."
Yeah, I mean, it was honestly a great movie. We all saw it together and,
Mhm.
loved it. So
Michelle didn't get to go see it.
I did. We
You
rented
did?
the movie theater.
Oh,
all
we rented
went,
a movie theater.
We went as a big 30-person
Okay.
team and dressed up like
as
Barbies.
Barbies.
We don't do anything simple here.
If it's
we went
pink,
to the
we're
movie theater,
there.
We rented the movie theater. It was
No,
our
no,
room.
The place
I think I was there.
the place I work out of, OMG Labs, we did that with the Mario movie.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Everybody dressed up in
Oh, I
Mario.
love that.
I know
We
you-
rented the whole theater.
Yeah.
Nothing but Mario people all in there.
You feel a little ridiculous walking in because everyone else
Yeah.
is like,
Once you're in,
Oh
you're like,
no!
oh sure.
In Mario, no. Everybody is dressed up in Mario movies. It doesn't matter whether they were with us or not. No, everybody
that's so
dressed up.
fun. I
Yeah,
love
it
that.
is fun.
Yeah.
I agree. If next time I want to go to your movie night.
Yes.
Yeah,
right. Invite me.
Same. Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll invite you. Yeah.
I'll pull up. Mario. Mario and Luigi.
Yes, the little mustache. Yeah, so
just
good.
real quick.
Oh, I did not dress up. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Did you wear a t-shirt?
breaking my heart.
No, I didn't. I didn't have the costume. I just went, I don't know what. And then I saw that there was the princess and I went, well, if I was going to do anything, it would have been the princess.
Yeah.
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 I would have done that. And I was sitting next to the woman. And I said, oh, that's an option. I only knew the Mario guys.
Yeah.
I did not realize that there was a princess, but I would have picked the princess if I was going to
She's got
dress
a
up.
great
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wig and
so.
all.
I had to admit that on the air and I'm really sorry.
I
just
am
did-
so sorry I asked. Oh, dear.
No, it's totally good. Yeah. I have to live with that shame.
Okay.
It's okay. But next movie, I will
We're
be
done.
dressed.
Yes, yes.
I will be dressed up. As a matter of fact, I may go out and see if I can find a Barbie t-shirt so I can just kind of
There you go.
privately celebrate Barbie.
There
Yeah,
you go.
Redeem.
Okay.
Redemption.
I'll find one in pink. Okay, so what is your signature dish that you can whip up
Mm.
effortlessly and people will think you are a culinary whiz?
Me first?
Yeah. go
Okay. Well,
Mhm.
I used to cook often and I'm a fast cooker. It doesn't matter when I'm cooking, I will cook it. I
No,
cook
you
on
waste no
high.
time.
No. Well, cooking is also systemized. Um, but I like the hodgepodge. So like a good old Chinese fried rice with
Yeah.
all of the veggies, the
Yeah.
egg, the fried egg, the whole thing. I feel like a Kobe's person. Yeah, but that's I can whip
Put the
that up.
shrimp in your hat.
Yes, anytime.
Yeah.
You can come
Mhm.
over. Oh dear, there's people. They need they need food. 5 minutes, I got you.
Absolutely.
That is super yummy though. That is good
Yes.
food. Okay, what about you?
Oh, I have a signature dish called melt in your mouth chicken. It's not a
Mm.
widely known one, but it is something to get behind because it is a super healthy meal. But every time I make it, it is like people are like, oh my God, like, do you cook like this? I'm like, literally no. Nothing else. I eat butter and bread sometimes for dinner, so definitely not. But literally, it's just Greek yogurt, some Parmesan cheese, salt, pepper. You just bake it or like you stir it into like a little paste, paint it on your chicken, bake the chicken, and it is.
And so what do you serve that with?
I usually serve it with some garlic. Cauliflower is my favorite, or I'll like bake some broccoli or some rice is my favorite.
Have you ever made, because you sound like you cook quite a bit, where you cook the vegetable, whether it's cauliflower or broccoli, and you put it in the oven, but you smash it and then it becomes like a crispy thing?
No, but
I've
I'm
seen
definitely
that a
gonna
lot.
try this. I have an
Yeah.
air fryer, so Oh,
Yeah,
crush
they
them
go and
chicks.
I guess they boil it maybe. Yeah, they do something to get it soft. And then they squish it on a cookie sheet and then they bake it in there
I've never heard of this.
with
I'm
like some Parmesan
That
and
sounds
Yes, I've seen
delicious.
that.
it sounds good.
I just want to make a public announcement as well.
We need to eat dinner.
No, I cook for her all the time.
She does. She really does.
Like all the time.
Yeah.
And this is well, I've heard of this melt in your mouth, and she's making it sound so easy. You've never made me this chicken.
I never made.
So
no.
it's happening. Like, I'm a little butthurt about
I
it.
know.
to
That's
be
my
honest.
only dish, but I've only cooked it up for like
It's
Jessica
happening.
and
I'll
my
buy all the
Billy.
ingredients.
So now I think she's gonna make it for lunch for the whole
Yeah, you want a meal?
office.
I'll meal
Yes.
prep it. Come
I
on,
like
let's
that.
do it.
Yeah.
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 It sounds so good.
It's
and I'm like, man, that
delicious.
sounds amazing. I literally cook for her all the time.
She does. She taught me how to boil an egg.
Yeah. We're
You
working
didn't
on
know
it
how
still.
to do this?
We're still working on it.
That's
I know.
amazing.
This is why I said it makes me think. People think I'm like, oh my god, you're a culinary genius, and I can't even cook. I can't even boil an egg. So we're getting there.
You know, they have this little thing that you can cook an egg with, but I'm for real. No, it's not a pot. It's actually an egg cooker. And it comes with this little plastic thing that you poke a hole in the end of the egg at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
You put them all in this little container. It can cook like 12 in this little thing,
It looks like an incubator, right?
kind of.
Okay, I know
And
what you're
it,
talking about.
and it has a little, do you want to have a soft cooked egg, a medium cooked egg, or hard boiled? And it doesn't matter. You fill it up for hard, whether it's 2 eggs or 12 in there. You
Don't
put it in there,
enable her. She
and
needs to
they're
learn
perfect.
how to
They are
cook.
perfect.
I bought a bag of hard-boiled pre-done eggs last week, and my boyfriend's like, "What is wrong with you?" So
I know.
we're
We're
getting
gonna
there.
teach her the old ways of cooking.
Oh, cooking.
Yes,
Of
we're
being
gonna,
a
we're
real
gonna go
cook.
take it easy. We're gonna go eggs, then pasta, then rice.
Mashed potatoes,
See,
that's hard.
I
Yeah.
can cook. The problem is that I don't cook efficiently. I
Mhm.
cook, and it's like one thing will be done like 30 minutes earlier, and then the other
No.
last thing is like,
Oh, you don't know how to
just
stage it.
no, I've never gotten it right. Every time my boyfriend eats my food, he's like,
It's
"This
like
is
eating
hot,
a-
but this is cold."
It's a 5-course dinner, right?
Literally, it comes in like little
Okay, so here's the
stages.
salad. Yeah, there you go. And okay,
I'll be
here's
back
the
in 25
vegetables.
minutes.
I may be systematic. I'm not systematic in my personal life, let alone with cooking.
Yeah.
That's why you're so fast. You would be eating your chicken and then your broccoli would come so far after.
So funny, so funny. Okay, so we're going to take a moment to acknowledge our sponsor, Cat 5 Studios, and we will be right back.
The Intern Whisperer is brought to you by Cat 5 Studios, who help you create games and videos for your training and marketing needs that are out of this world. Visit Cat 5 Studios for more information to learn how Cat 5 Studios can help your business. Thank you, Cat 5 Studios.
So we're back to the second half of the show.
Oh,
Yes, and we get to go into the future with these two ladies. Okay,
Yes.
ladies, are you ready? So, what do you think 2030 will look like? I know we talked about this a year ago, but it's almost a year later since we actually had this meeting.
One step closer to 2030.
That is right.
yeah.
You
It's
came from a conference. Did they say
scary.
anything? Actually, the sales revenue for your industry is unbelievable.
Mhm.
Mm,
You know, I was like looking, I went, holy cow. So it doesn't look like the remote or online industries of doing things for big events, big conferences. I don't think it's gonna take over on the ground events.
Right. I feel like for bigger conferences, multi-day conferences, it's very expensive to attend. I
Yeah.
mean, you have your flight, your hotel, your meals, your transport, then the conference itself, could be
Yeah.
thousands of dollars. So I think that industry may see a lot more impacts to maybe attendance or interactions. I think interactions may see a big jump with either feeling like you're there or being able to engage with other people. In the wedding industry, I struggle to kind of see that far ahead. It's really not that far ahead. We're literally 6 years away. I don't know. For me, I'm still such a like in-person person. And
Mhm.
like even with our events where somebody's wanting to do a Zoom, it's almost like an inconvenience. Like you're in the way. Like,
Yeah.
and I know the purpose behind it, but I don't know. That question always really like it requires me to deep think
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
how is our industry in particular going to see either major impacts or are they going to see major impacts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a little I.
It's always hard to tell though, because I think with the wedding industry as a whole, it's almost fully funded by small businesses.
Yeah.
So, and it's
Mhm.
very geographically inclined to like where you're at on the map, because Orlando events are not the same as Miami events,
Mm-mm.
and those are not the same as, Los Angeles events.
No.
So that's a very big difference too, because I don't think that AI is going to come in and be like, all right, but wedding coordinators, like, get out of here, because people still see a need for it. And I think even more like in our trade of coordination, people are seeing more value to it. But I mean, there is technologies that are coming in and replacing other things. Like right now, a huge trend is people are not getting a videographer, they're getting a content creator. So
That's
That's
true.
a switch already.
Yeah.
It's still a person, but I see that probably
Well, but
evolving.
is it just a different name? Because when you say it's a content creator, I mean, they're still creating video. They're still creating something that goes out on maybe multiple channels.
Mhm.
Is it a different name, or how is it different?
I
the
would say
content.
It's pretty different. I
The
would say.
product,
Yeah.
the service, there's still a human there recording,
Right.
Yeah.
videographer, right? But the service or what you are gonna get as a product in return
Mhm.
is very different, because it's being formatted literally just to your phone. That's all people really care about. I just need my
So I can
reels.
scroll it right through my.
I can just put it right
So it's a
directly.
reel.
They'll literally
Um,
create you reels.
Versus a videographer, you're really capturing the day and then providing, generally speaking, we're not videographers, so I would love to actually get more input from videographers, but you're getting a either short highlight clip, maybe 2-3 minutes, or the entire video. Like back in the day, you
Mm.
had your tape and you watched your entire wedding,
Yeah.
all 9 hours of it, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
With a content creator, you're getting clips. That's
Oh,
what you're
it's
paying
very
for.
curated.
And you are
Mhm.
getting a packaged amount of clips. Some people give you everything they have, raw videos. Some people, nope, you're gonna get 4 reels and maybe a couple posts for your wedding.
Wow.
And then, but they're there the entire duration. So it is a little bit different. It has evolved. We've also seen a little bit of a trend already in virtual reality tour sites. So we are actually working with a company that is mapping out some of our venues so that people don't have to come to them. So they'll put on the VR goggles, they will tour the entire facility. Within the little world,
Yeah.
we would pop up, hey guys, we're gonna be your coordinators, blah, blah, blah. This is what we're gonna do for you. If they don't want to listen to the whole bit, boop, stop. Next catering, oh, here, we're your caterers, like blah, blah, blah. So it's a really immersive experience. From your house, you can view 10 or 15, well, if they have it, but
Yeah. You have
that's something
choices. You're
that's,
seeing what your choices are.
yeah,
Mhm.
you can watch it 15 times, show it to your mom. Like that's a big thing because you're reducing time. A lot,
Mhm.
you can't view that many
No.
venues before one of them is like, okay, I'm done. I just pick it.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that we've seen. I mean, that's today. Imagine in 2030 how advanced. Right now, it's still,
I
if
think
you've
coming
done
about.
VR, I mean, it's
Mhm.
great. It's come a long way, but it's still got some quirks. You run into the wall or there's no more landscape.
Yeah.
Imagine 2030 how that will evolve into, I mean,
You're
you're
a holograph.
right.
Yeah,
You
it's
can,
like the craziest
maybe
things you
we're
could
not
think of.
even in, we're actually live in there.
Right.
Hello.
Yeah.
So,
That's one of the things that at OMG Labs, we have people that do AR, VR, holograms. They're doing
Mhm.
all of these things. Holograms inside of 3D built models so that you can always remember that day that you got married or see your pet that died, whatever. It's like always have that memory with you. So, we talk about this a lot, pretty much every day down there at the office. So it's interesting to hear what you guys have been experiencing in that industry
mhm.
and how it is coming to life in there. Yeah. Significant. That's very, very interesting. So, some of the other research that came up was about having diverse voices as keynote speakers at your conferences. Did you experience that?
Definitely. I know you had a couple meaningful experiences at our last summit with
Mhm.
some of the speakers.
Yeah, we had a couple of like, I know that we had a lawyer come out, and being that we're wedding coordinators, we're like,
What
a
is that?
lawyer? What is a lawyer going to tell us? And she went all through, like business law, being able to protect
Mhm.
yourself as a service-based business, from getting deposits being taken back from you because you used the wrong verbiage. So like something like that was, when she got up there, I was like, I don't know how this is going to impact us. And then we had a full page of notes after, like, oh, okay. It's a big impact. And just being able to hear like those different, industries, being able to give some insight into what we do, you kind of, keep yourself a little bit isolated, I would say, being in the day-to-day of things. So like when you finally get to hear from other people and, hear what they're doing or hearing how they can improve, with what you're doing, whether it's their services they're offering or just giving insight into, you're like, oh man, we have more work to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There was another one too. The name is gone and so is her industry, but it was nothing related to us, but she was in a different state. So just hearing her talk about some of the things that she encounters in a different state altogether, we're like, wow, we've never thought about an
Mhm.
impact other than our little bubble that
Mhm.
we're in.
Right.
Yeah, so it's interesting your initial reaction to like, oh, that's not going to pertain to me, but then having that pleasant like, okay, I can learn from every speaker, every situation, every opportunity.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. And it's really good that you guys were open to that because that's significant. I know when I look at the list of all of the speaking opportunities, the speakers that are there, I go, there's just so much. I don't even know what to pick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the one that it's already swamped, you can't get into the one you want and you go to a different one, you go, that was so valuable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Even talking about it here brings that awareness back because the summit that we attend every year is close, like it's in August.
Mm-hmm.
So even talking about this here, I'm thinking strategy, like
Right.
for us to intentionally pick someone that's not in our
industry.
immediate realm of what we
Mhm.
do day to day, just to be able to have a different perspective, different topic. And then usually we split up. So we'll make sure to not do the same ones so that we have double the, sometimes you see, like, oh man, I wish they're at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's the benefit. You need a buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
do.
excited for the wedding NBA that we're going to go to this year
Yeah.
in Vegas because there is so many speakers there.
Mhm.
We just did the questionnaire and there was like, I can't even tell you, maybe like 30 different breakout sessions that they were asking us our opinion on what we wanted to like attend. I was like,
Mhm.
dang guys, I'm not going to see y'all the whole time we're
Yeah.
there.
I'm going to give you guys a stretch goal here. This is my stretch goal for you. I want you to think about being speakers at next year's conference and going in there together because I've been speaking at conferences that are in the HR space and it changes the perspective totally when you're a
Yeah.
speaker at it. It also raises so much visibility for your company. You cannot
Mhm.
believe it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's my goal. It's on the
It's on your list.
3 year. Yeah. I definitely want to either pursue a little bit more public speaking
Mhm.
or we can start small. We don't have to go
Yes, we
big.
have some small goals to start,
Yeah.
like maybe just going to speak to like a class or something there. We can maybe give us a test trial.
Mhm. Yeah. Are you a little nervous about maybe speaking to your peers? Is that it? Is that what you're thinking?
I personally have no fear, so it's not me. I know she's here.
I am always like terrified of the idea of it. And then I get up there and
And she's great.
great.
Yeah.
But it's that initial like getting on the roller coaster. It's like,
Yeah.
but then I'm up there and I'm like, oh, that's done. I would like to speak forever.
Right.
Yeah. I think that what you guys could do pretty easily about how to bring joy into your everyday interactions in your workplace.
Mhm. Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good one.
Because like it's a stressful job. It's a stressful industry. But you guys, every time I ever meet you and I talk with you, I go, God, they're so happy. They're always just so happy. Yeah.
From being goofy people.
I think it's your
So
5
working.
words.
It's
Each
our
of your
5 words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your 5 words that describe you are consistent, and that seems to be what helps you to maximize what your potential is so that
Mhm.
Yeah.
brings
I
it to the
appreciate
table.
you for telling
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
That
I
makes
think
me
you
feel
would
good.
be great speakers, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah, and you
you.
could be playing right off. It'd be like
Back to
improv.
you,
When I go to
Michelle.
exactly. And so when at Podfest last year they had this year, it was in January of this year, they had an improv. And so everybody that was a podcaster went up there and they were just starting to do it. And I went, I think I could do this.
Yeah.
What can
Oh,
I
you should
do?
have done it.
I didn't, but I went to
Next
something
year.
called, well, I'm going to apply.
Stretch
It will be.
too.
It's going to be at the library first, but there's this one called Board Teachers because I used to be a public classroom teacher. I went, man, I'm always told I'm not funny, But when I talk about my teaching stories, they're really funny. And I went, I could do this. I could totally do this and tell teaching stories forever.
Oh,
like that.
absolutely.
Yeah. And I think you guys could do the same thing. It'd be like after hours
We
with
would
two
just
pink
need
ladies.
someone on the sideline to just maybe like a electric bracelet.
Yeah, shock them.
Back on our topic is next because we just go.
Right.
Yeah.
Rabbit holes or where we live.
Yeah.
So funny. So incredibly funny. Okay. Going back here.
This-
Mindfulness. Back to the show. Mindfulness. Okay. So what is being discussed about mindfulness and wellness? They're the big buzzwords this year in anything that we go to. Leading experts agree that brain breaks, alliteration again, are crucial to rejuvenating the mind and actually fostering elevated levels of creativity. I think that's what happens here, honestly. And I
Mhm.
think there's this brain break that happens, and it's just laughter is good for the soul.
Absolutely.
So are you seeing that as something that's talked about in your industry for professionals, but is it also something that's being asked for by your customers?
I feel like as an industry, one thing that Caleigh mentioned a little earlier, our immediate industry is very entrepreneurial. Hello?
Yeah.
Small
Entrepreneurial.
business, entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
Det är ganska bra. So I think that's something that lacks, to be honest, in our industry, because as a small business owner, a small company, entrepreneurial, you
Entrepreneur.
don't get that. You're constantly, this is it. So you're always working. So it's something that I think is important to
Yeah.
even consider, even in the office for us, like we would go forever. Like we would not stop. Just
Please.
give
Yeah.
me another little 5 hour and
We have done plenty of nights that were like 11 p.m. because we can just keep going.
yeah. And today it was funny because Lauren's like, guys, we need to just we need to get up, right? And so she got us up. We did like a 5-minute yoga session. We told
Yeah.
Alexa, play some yoga music. And it really it got us back to it was beautiful
Back on
reset.
focus,
Is that
yeah.
related to what you were asking?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. I think so. I did that too with
Yeah.
I used to have a couple of my interns, they would come in here and they would catch different, camera angles and stuff. I go,
Mhm.
okay. And we would work before the show too together. And I said, okay, let's stand up. Let's
Yeah.
touch our toes.
Yeah,
Let's do
breathe a
some
second.
movement and then, clear the air, because I think that's super important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and like one thing, especially like on event days, I had a vendor actually bring this to my awareness a couple of months ago because she had said that her health was like getting really bad and she had gone to the doctor and they're like, we can't believe that like nothing happened to you, because she would be at events all day. She's like, what do? I grab a coffee before I come. I would drink coffee and I'd be on my feet for hours setting up flowers and lifting things and moving them from place to place, because some of these pieces are huge and
Yeah.
heavy. And she was like, and then I would stay maybe throughout the night if I was, doing something else. And she's like, if they were doing a toast, she's like, maybe I'd have like a glass of champagne. And she's like, then I would drink soda. And, she's like, I wasn't drinking water. I wasn't taking time to eat. I wasn't taking time to like, just like sit down and just breathe for a minute. And she's like, and my health like really, was affected by it. So she's like, I'm a preacher. Like I will tell everybody that they really need to be mindful. And ever since I met her, I've been like super intentional about being like, okay, I need to make sure I have my water bottle with me and I bring extra water. I need to make sure I'm drinking water. Even my assistants have been like, I'll be like, oh, I need to drink water. And then they bring me my water bottle. I'm like, yay, thank you. So I've kind of been more like intentional about it, but it's definitely something that I feel like is hard because when you're in it all the time, especially on a wedding day where like, everything is on us, like where we are running, the show
Yeah.
with making sure everybody's running in sync with each other, including the couple, parents, the whole entire group of people, the vendors, the venue. So it's a lot of pressure. And I think it's something I want to try to give it even better at throughout the time. We're going to start initiating more yoga breaks in the office.
Brain breaks. I like that.
Brain breaks.
I like
Brain breaks. Yeah. It's
Mhm.
easy to remember that way too. Yeah. All right. Well, time has been flying for us. Let's go back to virtual reality. Anything else that we're going to add to this? Because it's a virtual tour of a remote location, like you were mentioning, but there's also an augmented reality product that is out there that people are testing out. with mirrors and then also with they look like regular sunglasses, not
Yes.
necessarily goggles.
Mhm.
Have you seen anything like that at the events that you've gone to?
So actually, there is like
know.
there's a new photo booth concept that's like it's a mirror. So
Yeah.
you don't even see whatever technology's inside of it. All you do is you walk up to the mirror, you pose, it takes your picture, shoots out to like your printout, just like a regular
Right.
photo
I think
booth.
it's called like a magic mirror.
It's
or
called the
something.
magic mirror. So
Yes.
that's one thing we've seen an increase in. And then I know that actually
You're right.
before this, we were talking about something similar, how like that in New York, they made that portal
Mhm.
where you could see through to where was it?
Berlin.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't quote me.
But it was like you could
Other side of the
they
country.
made like a little like
Yeah.
portal and it was like inside of it was a video shooting at another portal that they put halfway across the world and everybody was like looking at each other through it and they were like, hey, it was a really cool concept.
Yeah.
So
So you'd be walking New York City, it's not a mirror, you'd see the people walking. I'm
Right.
saying Berlin, but I don't know.
I think it was
They were
Berlin.
somewhere.
It was
and-
somewhere.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool. But event related, I'm familiar with the magic mirror. I haven't seen a lot of the glasses, which I'm very curious to learn a little bit more. I know there's the Google glasses. Is that not
Apple.
Apple
Vision.
Yeah. And
But
they
they're-
almost look, they're so
I
much
didn't know Apple
smaller
Yeah, they're
in
smaller.
comparison to a VR.
Yeah. I've seen some of this technology on things like Black Mirror, which is not good. Yeah, dark. Very dark.
But is it? Or
I
is it
think
just?
it's actually happening and it's just
I
like
think it's-
reality.
I mean, we can, that's
It's
a different
pushing the
podcast,
boundaries,
but
yeah.
I see they're just trying to send a message, like, ooh, we could talk about that later.
Oh,
played the
gosh,
fifth, I
yeah.
played the
Yeah.
fifth.
Yeah, they put the contacts in and zoom, you're
Yeah.
going into the next dimension.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
And then
very
they put it
creative
on your,
way of-
yeah,
of-
on your temple.
yeah.
That's how that movie was. Don't worry, darling, too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know that movie.
The
Is it
girl,
like
she
the
had, it was
movie?
something like where she had like something put on her temple and then she was transported into like a utopic 50s style like way of living and everybody in there was like the girls didn't work, they stayed home, they cooked, the men went to work every day.
What's it called?
It's called Don't Worry, Darling. It's like a suspenseful thriller,
that was really good.
but it's just a movie. At the end.
1922. I mean, 2022.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it came out not
Mhm.
too long. We actually watched it together and we were like,
Mind blown. Yeah, it was really good.
Wow. Okay, I'll go back and look at that later.
"Hmm."
But I feel like those things, they're not, I mean, okay, that one's pretty far out, but it's not impossible.
Oh, no.
Like
If you can
that,
see it in a movie, it's already happening. I
Right.
count because 60 years ago is when they started playing around with AR, VR, the web.
yeah,
Everything that we're experiencing 60 years ago. So if you think what you're watching on TV is not already, it's happened. It's
Right.
happened. They're just letting us know, oh, don't,
it's just a
out there.
slow,
It's
Like
coming.
progression.
adaptability. Like
Yeah.
you need to accept it, adapt to it, acknowledge it, be able to use it, and then it's too late at that point,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
car, yeah.
Mhm. Scary stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's all good stuff there. Okay. Now, how can our listeners contact you? Website?
Yes, so you can call us. We're usually not available.
Is it easier to
Via
submit
phone.
the form on the website?
Yes, I'm
okay.
sorry. You can't, that was just a funny, like, we can be reached via phone, email.
Okay.
hello@smseventdesign.com. Our website does have an inquiry section.
Mhm.
And then we're pretty active on social media that we do keep up with our
Mhm.
And what
inquiries
social
or.
channels is that?
Instagram at,
Yes.
Yep.
at SMS Event Design. And we've been very good lately about being more interactive with like not only just like about like wedding tips and tricks, but
Mhm.
putting ourselves out there and getting in front of the camera ourselves. We're getting over our imposter syndrome. So if you want to learn more about it, just find us on Instagram.
Is that on the reels or on the post side?
No.
A little bit of
Reels.
both. I would
Honestly,
say.
I would say a lot of reels though.
Mhm.
She sits here and puts them together all day, every day.
Hmm. Facebook?
We are active on Facebook, but not as frequent as Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our preferred channel right now is Instagram.
Yeah. But your audience can find you on Facebook
Yep.
too.
Absolutely.
And
If they want.
TikTok. Yep.
Okay.
Let's say Miss Lauren has been taking one for the team with TikTok,
Mhm.
so we're on there as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Soon to come YouTube. We do have some just high level information about our company, our team, why we do pink. There's a lot of like historical information and videos on YouTube. So that's definitely, it's the ladies in pink on YouTube.
Mhm. Yeah, that sounds super cute. Well, I have thoroughly enjoyed my time with you as always. I am so glad that you guys got to come back.
Us
I'm just going to tell
too.
you, so your show is going to be releasing in August.
Okay.
So stay tuned to that one. I know you're going to win the contest.
I was gonna say we're ready to win the contest.
Yeah. Yeah, we're at like
If you see
14,000
banners on
sticks.
I-4, just know. Like,
There's going to be pink things
there's gonna be
everywhere.
a QR code. It just takes you. You don't have a choice.
Oh, that would be killer. A QR code everywhere. Here,
Just-
scan this.
Yep.
Watch that video.
Yeah.
Yeah, now.
You don't have a
No,
Listen
give
to
you-
this podcast.
$1. No, I can't do that. That's cheating.
Oh, but you know what? You could use that to support one of your social causes.
Yes. You're so full of
Yeah.
ideas. We need to brainstorm every month.
We'll meet you at improv at the library.
And improv with yeah, and they have a whole ladies thing that goes up there, and it's the ladies that do it. So
I love
Oh,
that.
done.
I may wear pink. My color's always black and white,
Yes.
but you know what? For you, I might wear pink.
Ooh, I
Oh.
love that.
Yeah.
What a compliment.
Anyway, thank you so much. This has been such a joy. I'm so glad I got to laugh today. So I want to come and work in your office.
Oh, done. We're making it happen. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
having
much.
us.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. See you next time.
See you next time.
Thank you to our sponsor, Cat 5 Studios, and thank you to our video production and editing team, Erica Ullman and Gavin Staley. Music is by Sophie Lloyd. The Intern Whisperer is brought to you by Employers for Change, helping hiring teams to recruit and upskill their intern talent and employees. Learn more at www.e4c.tech and become a member to reduce hiring bias and improve your company culture through head and heart smart recruitment and learning. Subscribe to the Intern Whisperer today and show your support by sharing our show, tagging a friend to listen, and leaving us comments. You can find the Intern Whisperer podcast on Employers for Change YouTube channel or streaming from your favorite podcast channel.